Hello there, health coaches. Many years ago, I started the Health Coach Power Community Facebook group because I was lonely. Man, it was so lonely working by myself. I was just at my kitchen table. My babies maybe were napping in their crib or something. And I was like, this is the pits. I missed having people. Do you ever feel that way? Well, that's why we're here. We now have over 12,000 members in the group. The podcast is over 300,000 downloads. I was shocked. I just looked that up the other day. And next week will be our official 200th episode. So thank you for joining me. And thank you for being here throughout the past, oh my gosh, 200 episodes. Well, 199 episodes as of this week. But even as we've grown, the goal is the same. I know that sometimes, or maybe a lot of times, coaches are sitting at home and we're feeling stuck and we have questions and there's nobody to answer those questions. It's really been the backbone of this community to provide that support. Even when, if you're like me, you don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars when you're just starting off to hire a business coach or even enroll in some kind of program. I know I started out, I was like so bootstrapping it. So today I want to talk about some options that are free and that are low cost. So for starters, and I know this must seem kind of obvious, but it's easy to overlook it. We have this Health Coach Power Community podcast. And in the archives, you will basically find anything that you're looking for. Have you ever just taken a scroll through the archives? You can do it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube. We're all over the place. It is a treasure trove. Seeking Vibrance is saying over here on Instagram, she loves the idea of working with others with similar business goals. Yeah, I mean, gosh, I would be, like I said, home by myself, sitting at my kitchen table. Maybe, my now ex-husband, my husband would come home from work and he was like the only person I could talk to all day long. And he had no idea what I was trying to do. I still don't think he ever figured it out. But here in the group, here on this show, like we get it. So don't be shy about doing some digging back in the archives. You want to find out more about how to price your services or about target markets or starting a group program or creating your signature program or mindset stuff or literally like anything. We've done a show on it. So all you have to do is go and find it. And that is my gift to you. I've been working on that gift for years, but even more than that, how about our Facebook group? So that's the other way to get support that is completely free. I started the Health Coach Power Community Facebook group, I think right before my second son was born. So we've been going for about 9 years now. So are you taking advantage of it? I mean, we have quite a community built up of brand new coaches, sort of intermediate level coaches, and also more advanced coaches. Are you in there asking questions, connecting with your fellow health coaches? And that's what the group is for. We do so much work on the back end to make sure that we don't have spammers, we don't have bots, we don't have like a lot of people trying to sell a bunch of junk to you inside the group. It is purely a group for health coaches. If someone tries to join and they're like, oh, I'm thinking about becoming a health coach, no, it's a group for practicing health coaches. So if you're in school or you're already certified, get in there, create a new post, comment on other people's stuff. And same as with the podcast, you can use the search function and you can go back through the archives and find conversations about literally anything. We have conversations about so many things in that group. Again, that we've been chatting about the business of health coaching for 9 years in there. So don't be shy about utilizing this tool that is available to you, this resource. Oh my gosh. And then third, I want to let you know that we'll be opening up enrollment later this summer for our very affordable weekly mentorship program. And that, like, to me, is the epitome of what our community is all about. Like, it's if you take our Facebook group or this podcast and it came to life, like in some movie when you were a kid where like the snow globe came to life. If you took these things and you were able to jump inside of it, that's our weekly mentorship group. We get together every week on Zoom. Our members get to know each other and, I get to know everybody. Everyone's becoming friends and I'm able to answer your questions in real time. and have a real conversation with you. And that, I believe, is the support that health coaches are so sorely lacking. So if you would like to be eligible for weekly mentorship, you've got to put your name on the wait list. That's all you got to do. It's not very hard. So do it now before you forget. You want to go to healthcoachpower.com/mentorship. Easy enough, right? Now, what kind of things can we talk about inside our mentorship group? How about this question from Angela? Now, she posted it on Facebook. She posted it in the Facebook group, and that's great. I'm really glad that you did that, Angela. And I wanted to answer her, but I realized sometimes the questions are bigger than something that can just be answered. Some questions are very straightforward, and others it's like, well, let me ask you a few things first. So I'm going to try right now, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Angela said, I put together an 8-week-long one-on-one coaching program that is a combination of health coaching and yoga. I was going to charge $9.97, but I'm worried that it's too much. Any advice of what a good price would be? I don't want to scare people off, but I still want to make it worth my time. So, Angela, I think you might be asking this question because, you, like many people, are going to take $9.97. You're going to divide it by 8 weeks, and you're going to go, oh, that's $125 a week. And then you go, I could probably join a yoga studio and have yoga all month long for $125 for the month. Why would I spend $125 for a week? And now you're like, oh, it's too much money. So what I want to ask you about is who this program is for and what problem you're helping to solve with it. Because if you are providing a service, it's like how my lawn guys were just here and they just mowed my lawn. I can say, okay, this is how much it costs to mow the lawn. This is how so-and-so, charges this much, and so-and-so charges this much to mow the lawn. And it's very cut and dry how much that should cost. Same with taking a yoga class, right? And maybe even the same if somebody thinks about, oh, I'm going to have a health coaching session or whatever they think that should cost. So we don't want to sell our services. We don't want to trade time for money in that way. What we want to do is solve a problem. And we want to charge for how much it is worth to someone to have that problem solved. So I think most of us can agree that $125 a week, and I don't know how much yoga is involved here, Angela. So, I'm just riffing on this idea. So bear with me. But I think most of us can agree that $125 a week for yoga is pretty pricey. Maybe it's one-on-one yoga, in which case maybe not as pricey, but still, okay, that might be asking a lot of people. But if someone has, think about somebody who has arthritis, and it's really impacting their day-to-day, their quality of life, what they're, the painkillers or whatever their doctor's telling them to do is not really doing the job. They're suffering. If in 8 weeks, your yoga combined with health coaching helped somebody significantly reduce their arthritic pain, would that be worth $9.97? I would say so. That's a major problem solved. That's a major quality of life issue. So that's the difference. Pricing is such a nuanced conversation. And so it's less about should Angela charge $9.97 or should Angela charge less? It's really about who are we solving and what big problem are we helping them solve? Because that's it. If it's just somebody who kind of likes yoga and they're kind of into nutrition, and so maybe they'd like to do a little bit of yoga and learn a little bit about nutrition, then $125 a week or $9.97 might be pretty expensive for that, right? Because they're just oh, it's just fun. I just like to do that sort of thing sometimes, which is different from somebody that's I am suffering. Angela, please help me. So we have more to talk about here than just the number, just the price point. And I think this is a good example of a question that I can't give a simple answer to, it really warrants that larger conversation. So I would love to see Angela inside our mentorship group. I'd love to see all of you there. But remember, you got to put your name on the wait list at healthcoachpower.com/mentorship so that we can actually have these conversations. Now, sorry, a few of you have been leaving some posts. I think what's happening right now is that we're not broadcasting to Facebook, although I checked and it said we were broadcasting. I apologize if we're not over on Facebook, but we are broadcasting on Instagram. So hello, everybody over there. what can you do? What can you do in the Facebook world? We've been having lots of trouble lately with that. It's okay. All of these episodes are always recorded and they're always published, like I said, to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. You can always find them there. So I'm going to share a couple questions that have actually been asked inside of our mentorship sessions lately, just to give you an idea of the kind of support available. Here's one. We discussed one of our members. She said, people are not booking calls. She said the emails are getting opened. Like she had a pretty good open rate, but then no one's taking that next step in booking a call. And so there's lots and lots of reasons for that. Even like what we were just talking about with Angela, like why would they book the call? Because they just like kind of want to do some health coaching, or because you can help them with a big problem that they're struggling with. So that's like a larger question. For this particular coach, we talked about maybe needing a softer touch, and all of you, I think, can benefit from this. Instead of a hard, like, book a call, schedule a consultation, free consultation, click here. There's a time and a place for all of that. But sometimes you just want to say, hey, is this interesting to you? Do you want to chat about it? Hey, is this something that you're struggling with? Let's chat. And just keeping it like casual can sometimes be what somebody needs to take that next step, where they might be scared off by the book a consultation. That just sounds like such a big deal. I even have in my system, I actually have 2 different types of like consultations that I can send a link to somebody. One is the more standard, where it's pretty obvious that we're going to get on the phone. It's going to be a consultation for services. But I have another one that just says quick chat with Michelle. And sometimes those quick chats that get booked, that's all they are. They're just a quick chat, just a touch base. But most of the time, if somebody's willing to get on the phone with you and put that on their busy calendar, they have a pretty big problem to solve and they're going to want to talk about it. And then before you know it, it is a consultation. It really is. So that's something to try, like a softer call to action in your emails, but also in your social media posts and things like that. Okay, another question that came up recently inside of our mentorship group was from one of our members who just moved. Actually, I hear this a lot. Why are health coaches always moving? You guys move a lot, but it's going to come up. Either you're brand new to your business and you're brand new to wherever you're living and you're just like, I've got nothing, got no footing here. Or sometimes, and I've done this multiple times in my business, you have a business running and you live somewhere and then you leave it because you move. And then also it can be very, very stressful. So the question here was, how can I reach out to the new community? In this case, it was a very rural community. So sometimes your local area is important. Let's say, you have a whole business around working with moms in New Jersey, and everything you've ever written or published or done, every program you've ever run is for moms in New Jersey, and you speak their language, right? And I'm a Jersey girl, so I can say this, right? Like moms in New Jersey are a certain type. If you move to Iowa, that's going to be difficult. Right. So you would either want to adjust your business and you would want to start reaching out to people in that new local area, because now you're going to serve moms in that area of the country. Or, you know what, you guys, we have this beautiful thing called the internet, and you don't actually have to work with anybody in your local area at all. I mean, most of my clients do not live in my local area. So don't worry about it too much if you don't know anyone where you live. It can be helpful. Don't get me wrong. If you got a friend and they run the Pilates studio and they offer for you to do a workshop, I mean, that's fantastic. It's one way to, have connections, is based on this local bond that you have, but it's not necessary. And in this case, this particular health coach in our mentorship group is working with a group of women who have a very specific diagnosis. And I said to her, you live in a rural area. The population is very low, like per square mile or whatever. What are the chances you're going to find women who have this diagnosis anywhere in your local area? It just doesn't make sense. So if you're working with a very particular type of woman, it has nothing to do with her location, you don't really need to do local networking unless you want to, but it doesn't have to be first and foremost. You probably get further faster networking online. All right. Lots of you are here with me on Instagram. I'm glad you found me here since we're having some trouble on Facebook. Hey, you got to roll with the punches, right? I think I should probably do an episode coming up soon called like when Facebook doesn't work, or what to do when you're on a live video and everything goes wrong. Because I think that happens probably more often than not. Actually, that reminds me, this week in mentorship, we are talking about being on live video. So I'm sure this will come up. Okay, here's another question that came up inside of our group recently. Again, I just want to give you the kind of an idea of the kind of conversations that we're having. We have a member who said she's trying to put together a workshop with a doctor. How many of you have tried to collaborate with a doctor or collaborate with anyone and then it just like doesn't go anywhere? Has that happened? I mean, I hear that story more often than I hear the story I set up a partnership or a collaboration and it's going swimmingly. I mean, very often there's this thing where it's like, yeah, we all said we were interested, but then it never came to fruition. So what we talked about in this particular situation is how this coach can take control of the situation and make very specific plans and like a proposal on what she and the doctor could do together. And I always recommend that because if you're like, yeah, we should do something, they're like, yeah, we should do something, but nobody actually says, let's do this, it will go nowhere. So you're better to be bold and make a proposal. You don't have to be rude about it. You can just be like, here's what we could do. And spell it out, all the details. It could be on these dates. It could be at these times. Here's what we could charge, or it could be free or whatever. Spell it all out. And you say, obviously open to your ideas and input. But the more you can be real specific with people, then that busy doctor can just look at it and be like, yeah, let's do it. And didn't have to come up with the idea, because that's the hard part. That's the heavy lifting. So in any kind of partnership situation, I want you guys to like hold the reins. Hey, here's an idea of what we could do. The worst thing that happens is that they say, no, that doesn't work for me. And then they probably will say, but here's what we can do instead. And now you have a useful conversation going, and that collaboration is going to go somewhere. So we talked about a few more specifics with her of what's going to make sense with this particular doctor so that they can get the most out of each other's audiences. And that's what those types of collaborations are always about. And then I'm going to tell you about one more conversation that we recently had inside of our mentorship group. And this had to do with creating content. So how many of you are creating content either for your emails, your blog, maybe you have a podcast, or even a course, even if you're planning a course and you're like, well, gosh, what are we going to talk about for each week of this course? We were talking about working with a group of women who have fibromyalgia, and this was the specific scenario that our coach had, and what topics to cover with them. So, I think our health coach brain always goes to like dark leafy greens and healthy fats and movement and spirituality. And I was like, you know what? That's all fine and good. But what do these women really want to talk about? Like, and if you're here live, tell me in the comments. If you think about a woman who's about 60 years old and she has fibromyalgia, what are some things that she might actually enjoy talking about? It makes your brain kind of go, and you're thinking about things in a whole new light, because nobody has to show up for our marketing. Nobody has to read our emails. Nobody has to read our blog or listen to our podcast. So we want to make it something that they are interested in, that they are like, oh yeah, that sounds good. And sometimes when we're like, today we're going to talk about whole grains, people are like, snore. They might listen for a few minutes because they know they should. But if we really want to hook them, we were talking about how these women, they're like in their 60s, they have grandkids. You know who likes to talk about their grandkids? Grandmothers. So maybe one of the pieces of content we talked about for this coach would be, let's talk about grandkids. Let's talk about how it's hard to get down on the floor and play with your grandkids when you're in pain. Let's talk about having the energy to keep up with your grandkids, right? Like, even though you feel like, oh, grandkids, that has nothing to do with fibromyalgia, it does, because that's her life. But if we go into it with like, let's talk about your fibromyalgia, that can be rather stale, or maybe she's heard that before. But if we're like, tell me about your grandchildren. That woman's never going to stop talking, right? And that's what we want. We want engagement. I mean, again, emails, social media posts, however you're using this content, we always want engagement, right? Another thing we talked about was that maybe she wants to talk about her social life, right? She's got kids out of the house. She's an empty nester. She wants to enjoy her social life now at this stage of her life. But of course, it's being held back by her fatigue and her pain. So get her talking about her favorite restaurant. Get her talking about the party that she wants to throw. Get her talking about something that actually is exciting to her. And that's going to intersect with fibromyalgia as well. And then we even had an idea that maybe a thing that she does want to talk about is her pain. She wants to be able to complain about it in a safe space. So, we were suggesting that maybe there's a place for that too. Now you got to be careful because that can go in a real negative direction, of course, but within a confined space to say, here, let's vent. Let's vent about the pain. Let's vent about the BS that goes along with this diagnosis and get it out of our system. And then tomorrow we're going to get back to being productive about it. So this was a very interesting conversation that we had inside of our mentorship group, picking apart somebody's business, their target market, a particular initiative that they were planning, and saying, how can we do this better? Okay, those were lots of examples. The point is, when you feel stuck, it's because you're just one person with one brain. And when you have multiple people to bounce things off of, when you have a mentor, someone who's been in your shoes to prompt you, you're going to go further faster. You're going to be able to see your situation in a much more holistic way. So when you're feeling stuck, 3 things to do. First, do not be shy about digging through the archives of this podcast. I can practically guarantee you're going to find something related to what you're looking for. Secondly, start a post inside the Health Coach Power Community Facebook group. If you're not already a member, why? It's free. Go to healthcoachpowercommunity.com, join us, and once you're in, create that post. Reach out for the kind of support that you're looking for. That is what the group is all about. And inside the group, once you're in there, you can also join me live during our weekly episode recordings, provided that Facebook is working that day. We're working on it. And even better, join us inside of our very affordable weekly mentorship group and get real actual FaceTime with me, with a group of your peers. And the waitlist for that is now open. It's at healthcoachpower.com/mentorship. So there's really no reason to stay stuck when you have free and inexpensive ways to get support. And that is what we're here for. I'm going to see you next week to celebrate episode number 200. I'll see you then. Take care.